You've seen the title, and yes, it's true. Ernie Els has finally opened up about the real problems he's faced throughout his amazing career. The Big Easy, as golf fans know him, has been through more than most people realize. Today, we're diving deep into the struggles that shaped one of golf's greatest champions. What you're about to hear will change how you see this legendary golfer forever. First, let's talk about who Ernie Els really is. This South African legend didn't get his nickname, the Big Easy, by accident. Standing 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighing 210 pounds, Els has one of the smoothest, most effortless swings in golf history. When you watch him play, it looks like he's barely trying, but that swing has produced incredible results. His record speaks for itself. 4 major championships that put him in elite company, 2 U.S. Opens in 1994 and 1997, making him the first foreign player since 1910 to win this championship twice. 2 Open championships in 2002 and 2012, with a full decade between victories. But here's what's really amazing. Els has won 79 tournaments around the world. That's not just success, that's global domination on a scale almost nobody else has achieved. Els reached #1 in the world rankings back in 1997, holding that position for 9 weeks. He was the guy everyone wanted to watch play. His swing looked so easy, so smooth, that it seemed like he wasn't even trying. Golf fans would travel just to see that beautiful, fluid motion. But behind that easygoing style and gentle personality, serious problems were building up that would test everything he believed about his career. Here's where things get really tough, and this is the part Els kept quiet about for years. In 2014, around his 45th birthday, Els finally admitted something that shocked the golf world. His right hip was betraying him in ways that went far beyond normal wear and tear. But this wasn't just a little ache after a long round or some stiffness in the morning. This was serious, debilitating pain that had been building for months. Els described it as a nerve catching somewhere deep in his hip. The pain got so bad during a flight to Hong Kong that he couldn't sleep for more than 2 consecutive hours for 2 whole weeks. Think about that for a moment. One of the world's best golfers, someone who made millions with his smooth swing, unable to rest because of constant shooting pain through his leg and hip. The worst part? Els said the pain was so intense that at times, he felt like his leg was going to blow off. He even admitted to contemplating amputation, which shows just how desperate and hopeless he felt. This is a man who had dedicated his entire life to golf, and his own body was turning against him. But Els being Els, he said he was willing to try anything to keep playing, even Chinese acupuncture and experimental treatments. This hip problem didn't just hurt, it fundamentally changed his game. The smooth swing that made him famous and earned him millions started having irregularities that robbed him of distance and accuracy. His world ranking dropped from 27th to 51st in just 1 year. For a perfectionist like Els, someone who had spent decades perfecting every aspect of his game, this must have been absolutely devastating to watch. The hip wasn't Els's only physical problem. In 2005, he suffered a major knee injury while water skiing in the Mediterranean during what was supposed to be a relaxing vacation. It was a complete ACL rupture that needed immediate surgery and kept him out of competitive golf for almost a full year. The injury required a complete reconstruction using his own hamstring tendons, with doctors estimating 8 to 10 weeks for gentle golf and 16 weeks before he could return to professional play. Then in 2015, adding insult to injury, he ruptured ankle ligaments while playing football with friends. This injury forced him to miss defending his Open Championship title at St. Andrews, one of golf's most prestigious venues. Think about that. A golfer missing the chance to defend a major championship, something that only happens once in a lifetime, because of a casual pickup football game with friends. What's particularly interesting is that back in 2000, long before his major injury problems, Els actually co-authored a book called Ernie Els' Guide to Golf Fitness with his trainer, David Herman. He knew about injury prevention, proper conditioning, and staying in shape. The book emphasized training without straining and focused on golf-specific fitness. But sometimes, no matter how prepared you are or how much you know about fitness, Your body just breaks down from years of repetitive motion and the cumulative stress of professional athletics. Physical problems weren't Els' only major challenge. In 2004, he had a very public fight with the PGA Tour that showed a completely different side of professional golf and revealed tensions that still exist today. Els has always been a truly global player. He competed everywhere: South Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, the Middle East. His wins span continents in a way that's almost unheard of in modern golf. He understood that golf was becoming an international sport, and he wanted to be part of that evolution. But the PGA Tour had different ideas about what Els should be doing with his career. Tour director Tim Fincham sent what reports called a firm letter to Els, demanding he play more than 20 events in the United States. The tour wanted Els to focus more on American tournaments and less on his global schedule. Els' response was classic Big Easy style, but showed his steel underneath. Don't start putting a padlock around me, because that's not going to work. Els argued that the golfing world had changed and that his global schedule wasn't hurting the PGA Tour. He felt he was actually helping grow the game internationally. He pointed out that other players got different treatment based on where their home tour was listed, and he felt the tour was being unfair in its demands. This wasn't just about one player's schedule or personal preferences. Els was fighting for something much bigger: the fundamental right for golfers to play where they wanted around the world. Looking back now, with all the tour wars and player movement we've seen recently, Els was clearly ahead of his time in understanding how professional golf needed to evolve. Despite all the pain and the politics, Els never gave up or let these challenges define him. He kept playing through the hip problems, constantly adapting his swing and adjusting his expectations. He learned to manage chronic pain and find new ways to compete at the highest level, showing incredible mental toughness. The 2004 dispute with the PGA Tour? Els stood his ground and kept his global schedule, proving that players didn't have to bow to tour pressure. That took real courage and conviction, especially when challenging one of the most powerful organizations in professional sports. Even with all his injuries, Els found creative ways to keep competing. When his body couldn't handle the full tour grind anymore, he smoothly transitioned to the Champions Tour. At 55, he's still winning tournaments and showing that experience, course management, and refined technique can overcome physical limitations and father time. But Els' real legacy might be what he's accomplished off the course. His Els for Autism Foundation is deeply personal. His own son has autism, which gave him firsthand understanding of the challenges families face. Since starting the Golf Challenge in 2011, the foundation has raised over $40 million and built a world-class 26-acre campus in Jupiter, Florida. Els also built a successful business empire that spans multiple industries. His golf course design company operates globally with offices in Florida, South Africa, Malaysia, and Dubai. His wine business reflects his personal motto of passion for elegance. He's proven that smart athletes can build lasting success that extends far beyond their playing careers. One story perfectly captures Els' character. After his 2012 Open Championship win, Adam Scott collapsed on the final holes, essentially handing Els the victory. Instead of celebrating wildly, Els went directly to Scott in the scoring area and told him, "I'm sorry how things turned out. Don't let this thing linger." That's pure class and sportsmanship at the highest level. Today, Els continues competing on the PGA Tour Champions. In 2025, he started the season with a commanding victory and has maintained multiple top 5 finishes. His scoring average of 68.04 shows he can still play elite golf. Ernie Els has finally confirmed what many suspected. His career has been defined as much by the problems he's overcome as by the victories he's achieved. The hip pain, the injuries, the tour disputes, the personal challenges, all of these tested him in different ways. But that's what makes Els' story so inspiring. He didn't let the problems define him. Instead, he used them to become stronger, more compassionate, and more determined to help others. The Big Easy isn't just about his smooth swing. It's about his smooth handling of life's biggest challenges and his ability to turn personal struggles into opportunities to make a positive impact on the world.